Alright, so I'm having a problem with my AEG. Basically, it won't fire, or it'll fire the first BB out of the magazine, and that's it. And when I chronoed that BB, it shot 230, and I was able to chrono it 3 times, and it shot around 230 every time. So obviously that's about 100 FPS lower than what it should be shooting. Um, I took the gearbox apart before this because it had another problem, and before this problem, the problem was it was shooting low. It was shooting at like 130 FPS, 150 FPS. So I took it apart, and it was shooting fine. It was shooting the whole mag except at 150 FPS. So I took it apart, and I found that the sector gear was shimmed a little bit too much. So I'm not sure how that affects FPS, but surely enough, I put it together. I take one of the shims off, and I replace it with a very light or a very small shim, and I put it back together. And now I got this problem. It's shooting a little bit harder, but it's still it's only shooting the first BB out of the magazine. Um, I know I have flat hopped. I've installed a flat hop in it, so I'm not sure if that's the problem. Also I've done corrected angle of engagement. Now the air seal in the gearbox is perfect. I've tested it with the cylinder head and the piston, and I've tested it with the air nozzle all the way out. It's perfect in the gearbox. Outside, like with the between the hop up and the bucking, there's a little bit of air leak there, but it shouldn't be much. I don't think it's affecting it too much. I'll show you right now. I'm gonna connect the battery, and I'll show you what it's like. I believe this is the right way of doing it. Ready? It's nothing to mate. That's actually pretty good if that's what you want, actually, right? So actually, that's better than I thought. Now this is got about 30 rounds in it. I'm gonna put it in. Here's where the problem happens. This is where the problem occurs. So here, I'll just I'll shoot it, so you'll see. And I disconnected the lead. I'll be right back. Alright, so I've reconnected it. I gotta have it on its side because I don't want, it's in a very awkward position. I don't want to disconnect the wire again. So it might. Okay, so it shot that, and that's it. Not shooting anything else. Now I'm gonna take the magazine out, and this is what I find interesting. This does not happen with my guns that are working. So you see what happens? It just keeps pushing the BB out. I know that's not happening with my other gun, so I'm not sure why that's happening. I've showed you the air seal before. It's not that. I'm really not sure why that's happening. Hopefully some of you guys can figure this out for me. I'd appreciate it.